Greetings, shooters and reloaders. So today I wanted to talk about a couple of things, a few problems you might encounter in your reloading process. One of them is broken decapping pins, and probably the biggest offender of that is Berdan primers. So watch out for Berdan primers. That's the primer. If you look inside the cartridge and you see two little holes in there instead of one big one in the middle, that's a Berdan primed case, and just throw it in a scrap bucket and get rid of it. It's not usable for our purposes. But at some point in time, you're going to bust a decapping pin. It's a good idea to have some extra decapping pins on hand. Now this happens to be for RCBS, but whatever brand dies you have, I suggest having extra decapping pins. And then also the expander ball and rod. It is possible to bend these, so I've done that, and you might want to have at least one extra of those on hand. The other thing is, I recommend having a universal decapping die, just for decapping purposes. For in the event that you ever do bust a decapping pin, you don't have an extra on hand, you can still decap separately on that die and then continue with your reloading process. The next thing I want to talk about is a stuck case in a resizing die. I went for many years without having a stuck case, and then all of a sudden I had two in one day. And it seems, for me anyway, the biggest offender of that is 223. And so this is a 223 die. This one happens to be Pacific, which is now Hornady. But so I had this case stuck in there. Now I've got it loose now, and I'm not going to put it back in there to demonstrate for you guys, because there's a possibility it may not come out again. And if you can't get one out, you may have to send it to the factory to have it removed. I know my dad had to do that once, so that's possible too, to send it in and have it removed. But there is a process for removing it, and I'm going to show you what that is. And first of all, you can cobble these pieces together to do this yourself, and it consists of a drill bit of the appropriate size, a tap to match that drill bit, and then I used these nuts and screws. And so what you do is remove the decapping the rod and expander ball from the die, so that you just have the die, with nothing in there, and you have the stuck case in there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to run the die in from underneath here like this. Now this might only be possible with a single stage press, I don't know, and that's a good reason to have a single stage press on hand. So you run it up like that, and then you take the nuts act like a bushing, and then well, first of all, you have to thread, you drill where your primer pocket hole was, drill that out to the right size, and then tap it with a tap, and it's easy to do. And then I take these bushings or nuts like this, and then I take this screw with a washer, and that threads into the threads that you just made. And then as you turn this down, it pulls up on the case and pushes it out of the die. It's always worked for me. I've never had it not work, but there's always a possibility that it might not work. But an alternative to cobbling it together like that by yourself, the pieces, you can buy from RCBS, and I'm sure others make it too, a stuck case remover kit. I think I paid like 19 or 20 bucks for this at Sportsman's Warehouse. And it just saves you the time and trouble of going around trying to get the right drill bit, the right tap, and everything like that. It's all together, and it has the bushing in there that you need, and it's all ready to go for, you know, basically 20 bucks. It's probably a pretty good deal. I haven't used this one yet. I just purchased it recently, and I hope it's a long time before I have to use it. But essentially it does the same thing that this does. You, like I say, you drill and tap and then run a screw in with a bushing, and that should pull the case right out. So that's probably one of the most common problems you're going to run into is a stuck case. And if you have that problem, there may be an issue with your the lube that you're using. Maybe you're not using enough, or maybe not the right kind. The times that I have had stuck cases, it's usually when I was experimenting with other types of lube, namely some of the spray-on ones. They just didn't work for me. I ended up with stuck cases. So I stick with using the Unique case lube or the Imperial sizing wax. Those seem to work best for me. But the Lee lube also works good too. So whatever works for you, you know, that's fine. So I guess that's all for now. So until next time, shoot straight, keep your powder dry, and I'll see you at the range.